The action at Goodwood got underway at 2:10 with a maiden for 3-year-olds over 7 furlongs. All 9 ran here. The favourite on the off at 11 to 10 was number 3, Dawson Place.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
Dunstable comes out quick, but not quite so fast as Hale and Blessed, who takes a narrow early lead. Hale and Blessed, and going with that one is Arak up towards the outside. It's these two settling down to make it. Two disputed ahead of Dawson Place, the favourite. Then on the inside, Rosehill Park, and after them comes Dunstable. They've completed the first furlong. And the leaders at this point, Arak now has gone on into a clear advantage by some 2 lengths ahead of Hale and Blessed. The favourite, Dawson Place, is prominent up on the outside in third now, and followed by Rosehill Park. Then after them towards the outside again, Nash Chart with Dunstable next. The back markers are Humster with Wild and Loose. And last of all at the moment is Crew Exceptionnel. They're coming down to the home turn. They've reached halfway now in this Traherne and Norman Maiden Stakes. And the leaders beginning to fan out across the track. Over against the inside rails is Arak. Up wide is Nash Chart. Between the pair, Dawson Place and Hale and Blessed. They've only just over a quarter of a mile to travel, and they're very closely grouped, those leading 4, followed by Crew Exceptionnel, then Dunstable, Wild and Loose. The last 2, Humster, and finally Rosehill Park. Into the final furlong and a half, and it's Hale and Blessed and Dawson Place, these two from Arak, being rousted along over on the inside. Inside the last furlong now, Hale and Blessed and Frankie Dettori just with the advantage, but Arak and Willie Carson are renewing their effort. Hale and Blessed from Arak, it's going to be close. Hale and Blessed though just. Hale and Blessed notches his first win from Arak, the favourite. Dawson Place close for 4th.
First, number 5, Hale and Blessed, the 11 to 4 second favourite. Second, number 1, Arak at 7 to 1. And third, number 3, Dawson Place, the 11 to 10 favourite. Onto the 2:40, this race a handicap over 1.5 miles. All 5 ran. Number 3, Prince Hannibal, was sent off favourite at 2 to 1.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
With 1.5 miles ahead of them in this one. And the outsider, Carpet Slippers, is the first one to go on. Carpet Slippers showing in the lead. She's the only mare in the field and leads them by 1.5 lengths from Lift and Load in second place. Pandy settles down right behind them in 3. And then together at the back of the field, 4 and 5, are Prince Hannibal and Red Toto. They completed roughly 1.5 furlongs as they meet the rising ground, and it's still Carpet Slippers, the bottom weight, cutting out the running, now by 2 lengths from Lift and Load. Lift and Load, the selected of 3 that Richard Hannon had entered for this. Then in third place comes Pandy, one of the 2 5-year-olds, closely followed by Prince Hannibal, a course and distance winner, and the only course winner in the field. Still the back marker, last the 5, is Red Toto with the steadier of 10 stone. They've 3 furlongs behind them now, and it's still Carpet Slippers and Nick Adams who leads. Carpet Slippers, followed by Lift and Load, now joined by Pandy, and then comes Prince Hannibal, and still bringing up the rear is Red Toto. They're now inside the final 7 furlongs of this Chichester Festival Theatre Stakes, with Carpet Slippers, the only one making a seasonal reappearance, continuing to show ahead. Carpet Slippers by roughly 2 lengths from Pandy and Lift and Load together, then Prince Hannibal, and remaining last is Red Toto. 3/4 of a mile to go, so they're now at the halfway point of the race and about to make the downhill run, with the outsider having made all the running so far, Carpet Slippers retaining a lead of about 1.5 lengths ahead of Pandy against the rails, and then Lift and Load. Very close, Lift and Load under Pat Edery, who rode the winning favourite in this handicap last year. They're levelling up now for the closing stages as the end of the last 4.5 furlongs. Carpet Slippers still has a lead of about 1.5 lengths from Lift and Load and Pandy. Then Prince Hannibal poised right behind them, and Red Toto now beginning his run on the outside. Down towards the last 3 now, and Red Toto, who was last early, is coming right into contention now with Lift and Load and Carpet Slippers beginning to flag. After them comes Prince Hannibal. Pandy has suddenly dropped back to be last. 1/4 mile to go, and Red Toto and Lift and Load now have gone to the head of the field, followed by Prince Hannibal. Carpet Slippers towering badly now. Pandy can find nothing. Coming down towards the distance, and it's between Lift and Load and Red Toto, with Prince Hannibal staying on well in third, but Lift and Load stretches and goes clear now into the final half furlong, and it's going to be Pat Edery again. He won it last year. He wins it again with Lift and Load from Red Toto, Prince Hannibal, and early leader Carpet Slippers.
First, number 2, Lift and Load at 11 to 4, and second, number 1, Red Toto at 9 to 4. Well, on to the big one at Goodwood, the 3:10. This was the AR Dennis Bookmakers Predominant Stakes, over a mile and a quarter. One non-runner here, number 1 Hockey Side, that left 8. Favourite on the off at 9 to 4 was number 4 Jahafil.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
With a mile and a quarter in front of them. And in the early stage of the race, one of the early leaders is Red Rainbow in company with the favourite Jahafil. These two are followed by Step High. Settled in 4 with a white noseband is Selkirk, and then comes Lucia Riverti, and the last 3 are Meraki's Adam Smith, and finally Man from El Dorado. They're coming towards the end of the second furlong now in this A.R. Dennis Predominant Stakes, with on the inside Step High moving up to just shade out Jahafil for the lead. These two are followed by Red Rainbow in 3. Then in 4, Lucia Riverti. Then 5 is Selkirk. 6, Meraki's. In 7th place, Adam Smith. And bringing up the rear at the moment in 8th place is Man from El Dorado. They're continuing to climb over on the far side, with the 2 principals still Step High on the inside, now headed by Jahafil. So the favourite has gone on to show in the lead from Step High, but moving up much closer now is Red Rainbow again. Then Lucia Riverti remaining in 4. 5 is Selkirk. The last 3, Meraki's Adam Smith, and still making no move, Man from El Dorado. Down to the final 5 furlongs they come now, so they're just about at halfway in this A.R. Dennis Predominant Stakes, with Jahafil and Willie Carson leading from Red Rainbow and Bruce Raymond in a change of colours, that one. Right after them, Step High, and then Selkirk making a bid towards the outside as they come now inside the final 3.5, and Selkirk comes right up towards the outside. He's the one with the big white noseband and white face, and after him, Jahafil, and then Red Rainbow. Lucia Riverti getting closer, as now is Adam Smith and Man from El Dorado, who was last early on, into the final quarter now. And it is Selkirk in the lead from Man from El Dorado, challenging strongly. Then after those two, Jahafil, Lucia Riverti, and Adam Smith. Step High is now tailed off down towards the distance, and it's still Selkirk and John Reed. Selkirk in front from Man from El Dorado, and Lucia Riverti coming strongest of all over on the inside. Lucia Riverti coming up with that Man from El Dorado. These 3 bunching, Man from El Dorado and Lucia Riverti. Man from El Dorado just wins the predominant. Lucia Riverti, Selkirk, and the favourite Jahafil.
First, number 6, Man from El Dorado at 10 to 1. Second, number 5, Lucia Riverti at 9 to 2. And third, number 2, Selkirk at 7 to 2. On to the 340. There's a handicap for 3-year-olds over 1 mile. All 11 ran. Number 2, Le Marche was sent off favourite at 4 to 1.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
A mile in front of them this time. Carnbury Cuddy breaks out first, but they're not going any great pace in the early stages. Le Marche takes 2nd place, and these 2 are being followed by Bowden Boy with Romanian Prominent. Pay Homage in the leading Group 2. Towards the back of the field, Altamira, with the back markers Something Quick, Rusito, and Wicked Things. Well grouped, though, with Le Marche now taking it up after a quarter of a mile. Le Marche goes into a lead of just about a length from Carnbury Cuddy. Bowden Boy's in 3rd spot, then 4 now Northern Rainbow. 5 is Altamira making headway. Then comes Muarik and Pay Homage. After them, Rusito, now with a yellow cap on the inside of Something Quick. And the 2 back markers are Romanian and finally still Wicked Things. They're beginning the downhill run towards the home straight with half a mile to go, so they're now at halfway in this People's Sporting Life handicap. And beginning the turn for home now, Le Marche over against the rails leads them, followed by Northern Rainbow. Now second right behind these 2 is Carnbury Cuddy, then Bowden Boy against the rails, with Altamira continuing to progress, and after them Pay Homage. Into the final 2.5 furlongs, Le Marche from Carnbury Cuddy now going second between him and Northern Rainbow up towards the outside, and after them Altamira. Then Pay Homage trying to get on terms. Something Quick is quickening well. Losing ground is Romanian, and Wicked Things is still last. Into the last furlong now, and Le Marche being tackled by Something Quick up on the outside, and Rusito is flying against the rails. Rusito coming like a train against the rails, but he can't get through. He just couldn't find the gap, and it's Le Marche from Something Quick, then Rusito and Pay Homage.
First, number 2, Le Marche, the 4 to 1 favourite. Second, number 11, Something Quick at 7 to 1. And third, number 6, Rusito at 9 to 1. On to the 4:10, the Festival Stakes over a mile and a quarter. All 6 ran. Number 5, Lord Charmer, was sent off the 13 to 8 favourite.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
A mile to travel in this one. And Lord Charmer comes out of the stalls quickly and makes the early running, closely attended by the Prussian. And right after those two, Admiral Bing showing in third place in 4 Spritzel, and the last two are Game Plan, the only filly, and finally held up at the back of the field, Song of Sixpence. They've completed almost a quarter of a mile, and Lord Charmer takes them along with Willie Carson, leading now by about a length and a half from the Prussian, then Spritzel on the outside of Admiral Bing. Last but one is Game Plan, and still last of all, the 7-year-old Song of Sixpence. Continuing to race uphill as they near the end of the 3rd furlong, Lord Charmer has extended his lead to about 2.5 lengths over the Prussian. He in turn is 1.5 up on Spritzel. These three are followed by Game Plan now in 4th place. Admiral Bing drops back and shares last place now with Song of Sixpence. They're almost at the highest point of the course now and starting to make their way towards the last 5 furlongs, with Lord Charmer and Willie Carson still out in front of the rest, who are headed by the Prussian and Spritzel. They're being followed by Game Plan beginning her run, Admiral Bing, and finally Song of Sixpence. They're now at halfway in the Festival Stakes, with Lord Charmer's lead being reduced again by the Prussian, who is getting closer, as also is Spritzel, who is up on the outside of those two. Then tucked in just behind them in 4 is Game Plan. Song of Sixpence makes a little ground now. Admiral Bing is now last. Less than 3 furlongs to travel, and Lord Charmer now virtually joined by Spritzel, and it's these two. Spritzel on the outside of Lord Charmer. They've gone on from Game Plan running through into 3rd. Then the Prussian back in 4th and struggling. Song of Sixpence is weakening badly, as is Admiral Bing. 1.5 furlongs to run, and it's between Spritzel and Lord Charmer. These two are clear now of Game Plan into the final furlong. And Spritzel it is by 1, 2, 3 lengths almost now from Lord Charmer, running up toward the line. And Spritzel is going to win, make it a winning debut this term. It's a double for Pat Eddery. He wins it from Lord Charmer, Game Plan, and the Prussian.
First, number 3, Spritsail, the 9-4 second favourite. And second, number 5, Lord Charmer, the 13-8 favourite. The next at Goodwood, the 4:45, was a maiden for 2-year-olds over 6 furlongs. All 9 ran. Number 3, Murray's Mazda, was sent off favourite at 7-4.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
And away to a pretty level break, except for Vis-a-Vis, who just dwelled a bit in the stalls. And in the early stages, Murray's Mazda is running fast, so too Risk Zone. Just on the inside of those two comes Obscure, but it's the favourite Murray's Mazda with the overall lead from Sizzling Saga, now going up second after those Runnel and Risk Zone, and then Obscure. They completed almost 2 furlongs of the journey now, with Murray's Mazda coming right over to race against the stand-side rails, but actually moving out just a length or 2 out now, but still leading. And after him comes the filly Sizzling Rose. They're just past halfway in this Goodwood Aerodrome claimer, with Murray's Mazda now being joined by Simon Ellis on the inside, coming strongly. After those two, Runnel trying to get through. Also, only just behind the leader, Sizzling Rose. High Doll up on the outside of the Risk Zone. They're inside the final furlong and a half. And as they come towards the last furlong, Murray's Mazda being tackled now by Kazikchi. Kazikchi coming through fast to just go on from Murray's Mazda, the favourite, and then Sizzling Rose and Risk Zone and High Doll and Runnel. But it's Kazikchi from Murray's Mazda up toward the line. Kazikchi and Darrell Holland. Kazikchi gets her first win from Murray's Mazda, close for 3rd and 4th.
First, number 8, Kazikchi at 33-1. Second, number 3, Murray's Mazda, the 7-4 favourite. And third, number 4, Runnel at 4-1. On to the last at Goodwood, the 5:20. This is a handicap over 9 furlongs. All 12 ran. Number 10, Tiger Claw, was sent off favourite at 4-1.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
And racing over 9 furlongs this time, Northern Habit very slowly out of the stalls. That one dwells and loses 4 or 5 lengths. Meanwhile, the early leader is Neroli. Neroli going on, followed by Maury Canty taking second place, and right behind those two, Durnell Tor and Tiger Claw. And then Gibbet. Just in after Gibbet on the inside is Highly Secure with John's Joy. Just after them, Dissonant, and then comes Well Furnished, the last 3, Freak Toss, Modest Hope, and the slow-starting Northern Habit. That's the order after a quarter of a mile or so. Continuing to race uphill and led by Neroli and Tony McGlone. Neroli by about a length and a half from Maury Canty second, Durnell Tor still showing in 3rd place, then 4, Tiger Claw. After these in well-placed midfield are Highly Secure, Dissonant and Gibbet. and they're being followed by John's Joy. After John's Joy, Well Furnished, then comes Freak Toss. Modest Hope is last but one, and Northern Habit last of all. They're just past the halfway point now of this Panama Hat Stakes, with Neroli, the leader, still from Maury Canty remaining second, then Tyber Claw trying to get on terms, going up level now with Durnell Tor. After these come Dissonant and John's Joy. They're into the straight now, and inside the final 3.5 furlongs, and it's here that Tiger Claw is sent about his business and goes to the head of the field with 2.5 to race. Tiger Claw it is, but Dissonant is closing fast out of the pack. Durnell Tor is also trying to get on terms. John's Joy making a run. Freak Toss is improving from the rear too, as is Modest Hope, but Dissonant and Tiger Claw at the head of the field now from Durnell Tor, and Well Furnished finishing well. So too Northern Habit over against the far rails, but it's Dissonant with the advantage. Inside the final furlong, Dissonant just, but Northern Habit bursts through now to take it up. Northern Habit, after a very slow start, has come right through to take it up. It's going to be a double for Ray Cochrane. Northern Habit from Tiger Claw, Dissonant and Well Furnished.
First, number 4, Northern Habit at 12 to 1. Second, number 10, Tiger Claw, the 4 to 1 favourites. And third, number 2, Dissonant.